Welcome back to Boys and Ghouls Film Review, folks. I'm your host, Sarah Stephenson, and this is my co-host, Mike Stephenson.
Hi, guys.
So tonight we are reviewing under a request from a friend of mine.
Yes.
And it's called...
A very good friend. Stu.
Yes.
Yes.
So hello, Stu, out there.
Hello, Stu. Hope you're listening.
Yes, so we're reviewing the LA Slasher that was released in 2015, I think it is.
Yes. Now, it's been listed in some sites as a comedy slasher film. It is a slasher film, but it's not really a comedy. It's more like a drama, a crime drama slasher type thing. So, yeah. If you bother to watch it, just say, yeah, it ain't that funny. But it's not it's an interesting flick, but it's not on top of it. It's not on top of our list to watch. But we'll get into that later on. Yeah.
Yeah, and there are people on Rotten Tomatoes have not bothered to actually place a review on it.
Yeah, a lot of reviewers haven't even bothered to review it. So now that could mean one of two things. But I think possibly the reason is the film was released in June 2015 in a limited release.
Ooh.
So a lot of people may not have seen it. So a lot of people who would normally do a critique did not do one. So you can't necessarily go by that. Mm-hmm. How's that?
Yes.
Okay, limited releases don't really help.
Mm-hmm. Also, most of the characters that are in this are named by they're not named in particular. They're actually just the title in this movie.
Like the actress, the drug dealer, the slasher, the mayor, the drug dealer too, the reporter, the killer. Yeah, that
a little bit like when you write a script and you're writing extras, and they often label them drug dealer 1, drug dealer 2,
the point, it's
reporter
not really,
1.
It's not really important to have names in this movie. It's not that sort of movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. I mean, they do have names. I might mention names during it, but their titles are actually what they actually are doing and not who they are. Yeah. Okay. I'll go with my usual crap. No, it's not sort of crap. It's very interesting stuff when you really get into it. It's riveting. Okay, here we go. Okay, right. Produced by Daniel Solinger, Sheree Patel, Jonathan Willis, Abigail Wright, Jeffrey Wright, and Martin Owen. Now, Martin Owen did the screenplay, or wrote the screenplay, but the story was by Abigail Wright, Elizabeth Morris, and Tim Burke. Okay, now, directed by Martin Owen. So obviously he's had a finger in the pie. He liked the story, so he put it together and got some people to come along and help produce it.
Yeah.
Haven't got any box office details, or very limited box office Try again. I got very limited box office details, and I got no budget details, so I won't even bother mentioning it.
It probably just had a small release,
had a very,
and
very
then
small run. Probably went to a little independent theatre or an art house or something rather than that. Which was about as far as it went, maybe. So it may not have had a good run in that regard.
Yeah, so you can, if you want to find it, guys, you can go to Tubi to actually check it out yourself.
It's in Tubi, or you can actually see it on YouTube. I would suggest Tubi because you probably get a better quality item. Because sometimes the YouTube ones are a little bit over compressed and stuff, and it's not really clear picture, and it takes away from your viewing enjoyment.
Yeah.
And actually, I'll mention this part first because in eBay there's a couple for sale, not many.
Okay.
Amazon, I can't see it rentable, and there are some for sale there, and that's about it. So yes, I'd rather go have a look at it on Tubi. Or YouTube, if you can't get it, but you're not going to get it anywhere else by the look of it because it's hard to get one.
Yeah.
And whether you want to chase it, but Tubi, it's there. Tubi or not Tubi.
Yeah. Before we go on, the characters in this movie are not the cannon fodder.
Well, they're all cannon fodder.
But it's more the fact they're they're not interesting characters. You don't. Some of the time in this movie, you either don't care or don't really care what happens to them.
Yeah, well, when you got names like the actress, the drug dealer, the slasher, the mayor, the drug dealer too, The reporter, she's a nice lady, kills Don Slater, he was okay. The stripper, the pop star, the heiress, that sort of stuff. Sort of tells you, like, they're probably very shallow people, and that's why they've made a movie out of this shallowness. How's that?
Yeah, it was sort of, I guess, seeing as it's called LA Slasher, I think it's targeting, the stereotypes of Hollywood. Like you hear about the prostitution going down there, the actresses trying to make themselves upcoming sort of thing,
social media
and
type people.
You had the wealthy upper class people maybe there. Obviously, I never met one.
Problem.
Who have an attitude problem.
I'm an heiress. I've got all my daddy's money. Oh, it's my money anyway. Who cares? That sort of attitude.
And of course, you have the low class where the people are either trying to sell drugs in order to make a buck, a quick buck.
But anyway, irrespective, I can't say too much about this before you say anything. I start telling the story. I can't think of anything I could. No, there's no production details. There's no nothing. So all I know is it appears to be very much independent.
Yes.
I didn't go through the people, the cast, did I?
Yeah, we'll do.
I'll do that. I don't know order of priority really. The main person is the person who's the naughty person. His name's not him.
Yeah.
You know why? Because he's in a mask all the time.
I read somewhere that the actual stalker, the body part to him, the shape, I think that's the best word, is actually a woman. But in reality, it's most of the time his voice is played out by a guy, probably voiced over him.
A voiceover of a guy for the slasher. But we believe, look, as soon as I saw it walking, body movements, I say, that's not a guy, it's got to be a girl, a female. And somebody actually confirmed that for me, so, yeah.
Yeah, yes, the same person that recommended it told me that.
Yeah, anyway, he's a smart fellow. He's in the industry, old Stu.
Yeah, and we're working together.
Yeah, he's a nice man, I like him. Anyway, okay, I'll go through a quick rundown. Okay, Misha Barton plays the actress. Dave Bautista plays drug dealer 1. Andy Dick is the slasher's voice. We don't know who the body is, a lady. Eric Roberts plays the mayor. Danny Trejo, whatever, plays drug dealer 2. Abigail Wright plays the reporter. She's a nice lady, I like her. Frank Collison plays a Killer's Anonymous Leader. It's not like an AA meeting, time. Instead of AA, it's KA. Melissa Lauren as a stripper. Drake Bell as the pop star. Elizabeth Morris as the heiress. Tim Burke as the producer. Skin Flicks Incorporated. Tori Black plays the teen mum. Brooke Hogan plays the TV reality star. Karina Rico plays the socialite, and lastly but not leastly, we have drum roll, Andre de Berg as the waiter.
Yeah, I should mention, guys, the first drug dealer, he's actually made his appearance recently in a Mortal Kombat commercial game the game is released this year, obviously. By the time it's coming in, it's probably already will be out by the time this podcast is out. So you may have seen him. He's the one who does the narration for Mortal Kombat in the commercial, obviously. So it's kind of nice to see a familiar face in both these productions. And, of course, the second drug dealer, we all know him from a lot of other Mexican or Italian movies. He always plays
the naughty guy, a bandit or a drug dealer or a hood or something or other. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's in lots of those sort of movies. Yeah, that's Danny, isn't it? Danny Trejo, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah. I like him. He got that sort of rough...
Yeah.
He's probably a very nice man, but he just looks rough
and
nasty.
Eric Robertson, Roberts, he's been in a number of movies over the years, and it's even as an old man and grey, he looks still attractive.
But he died this movie.
Yeah. Well, no, Mike, he didn't die.
He almost died.
He just
he got beaten up a lot.
Well, in this one, no one. Well, not everyone's. I don't know. I mean, there was a person who drowns at the beginning, And I'm not sure if the girl who gets dragged in one scene, she lives or dies, to be honest. And the two drug dealers, I think they get killed. I think.
No.
But as for the other things like the socialite,
right
heiress,
and stuff, when the van opened, didn't it?
They survived.
A couple of them got out, but still wanted to look like they were really limp bodies in the back of the van.
Yeah. Well, they in the Wikipedia it says differently, obviously. I don't know.
Well, we'll see as we go for it. Come on, let's go.
So the story begins where it opens on the actress who's covered in blood, and
gooey,
and she's notices the famous Hollywood sign. You know, the one I'm referring to in Hollywood, the sign that everyone refers to as the Hollywood Land type, sign that was originally for a hotel, but now has turned into an iconic spot in Hollywood. So she screams her lungs out, and then we cross over to a few days ago where we hear about this local LA slasher, and it's no secret. A lot of people seem to know about him. Like, he has this website where he posts his kills or his murders, and some people think it's not real, it's fake or something like that, and some other people think it is real, but they still watch it no matter what's posted what. Anyway, we then meet the actress and the stripper friend of hers, and they go to a party, and we kind of they talk about the LA slasher, and they talk about who's going to be next and a lot of stuff. Of course, she goes on to explain that neither one of them are noticeable enough to be possibly on the slasher's radar, if you will.
Yeah.
But it's a little hard to tell at this point in time. So anyway, so we also meet the heiress and the socialite who are, discussing about things and stuff like that. And most of the time it's all blah, blah, blah stuff, boring. And the heiress goes to get the good stuff from the two drug dealers, and they kind of mistook her for a prostitute, I think, or a stripper.
Maybe, yeah.
And, of course, she gets the things that she wants, and she actually, when she goes to her parents' party or dinner party, she is kind of on tripping out.
Yeah, well, yeah, in a big way, yes. She's really hallucinating.
Yeah, and when her parents hear about it, they ground her and tell her, you're not going out this evening. Of course, later on, the stalker or slasher appears, and he abducts her. And she's not the only one. Most of the time we do see other people getting abducted. Most of them they are in the know, obviously, and he starts tormenting them. He doesn't kill them, not like Tobin Bell, Johnny Crane type of way.
The idea was to get them, beat them up, humiliate them. They did kill some, or at least one or two that I'm aware of. Two, possibly. He drowned one person in the pool, and he ran over the stripper in the desert.
Oh, yes.
At least those two. Yeah.
Yeah, he has cameras. He kind of films almost everything that happens. And when these people do get hurt or injured or even die, it's like no one seems to care or there's no police on, trying to figure out what's happening per se too much. I mean, it would have been. It's not important. Anyway, it seems to be more focused on, not making this all about, it should be a serious matter. Yeah, but it's not. Anyway, soon it gets a little sketchy and dicey as it goes along. So anyway, we do see them. He do a slash gash of his things, and even the reporter reports his antics. Obviously, of course. She thinks these people deserve it, and it makes you wonder if she's in on the slasher's game or something we don't know of. Anyway, everyone throughout this movie, we don't seem to get to know the characters very well. We only know
they're all shallow people.
They're very shallow. We don't know them, and we have no clue of their background so much.
I was fast tracking through my notes here. The lady who was in the pool was almost drowned.
Oh.
He drowned her to within an inch of her life and then got her out when she's unconscious, so he could torture her. But he did actually kill the lady in the desert because he ran over her.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So anyway, most of the torture scenes is sort of, I don't think it's like, as I said, it's not like a Saw movie. It's different because
it's just vigilante stuff.
Yeah, and its costume is. It's not what I expected.
He got a white suit, like not a tuxedo, but a nice white suit, white gloves, and a mask on. You know how V for Vendetta had a mask on? Not that sort of mask, but he had a face mask on and hair, so you couldn't see what sort of hair he had or she had, or the face or anything else. Everything was covered up. Yeah.
Anyway, so. Whenever he's walking around, I'm amazed no one has actually pulled him over.
It's Hollywood.
True. That's why he called it. Even I call it Hollywood, and that was years later. Anyway, he even goes into a barber's where he gets his hair trimmed, and he's still with the mask on.
Yeah,
which is kind of weird.
Neat. Yeah.
He also goes to sort of. The special private, meeting things where you for killers and stuff.
Like AA, but it's Killers Anonymous.
Yeah.
I don't know whether these people are actually people who haven't been caught yet, or people who've been released from jail who used to have killed people in the past. Or I got no idea.
Yeah, they know our LA stalker there, and he's welcome to come and attend, but he just turns around and heads out.
Yeah, he walks out again. He's not ready to take therapy.
Nope. Anyway, he continues his killing spree. He even abducts a mayor who was getting a bit of one-on-one time with two other strippers, obviously, and also a pop star, I think he was, a reality pop star, obviously, and each one of them gets, severely tortured in a horrible way. Anyway, so we think, then the actress kind of goes out into the desert trying to search for a friend, and she gets abducted, but we don't know what happens to her. In this movie, we don't know fully well whether or not these people are going to die or they die from the injuries or not.
I mean, skim for notes again. The girl was drowned in the pool.
Yes.
Almost drowned. He took an axe to her. On video. I knew someone died in it.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, so there.
Well, I didn't say she died or not. You did.
Didn't die in a pool.
Anyway, soon enough, our reporter confronts our killer, and the killer, instead of abduct her like everyone else, they kind of smooch, which makes me think: did she knew him?
No.
Of him.
She knew of him. He was the slasher killing these empty vessels, these vacuous people, and she didn't care anymore. She they deserve to go, that sort of thing. Yeah.
He then hands her the information, I guess, a sort of folder in her hands, which could indicate that he may have given her the information of where the victims have been kept, which could explain the police later on appearing at the scene. Oh, I should mention, the drug dealers appear in the desert because they're actually looking for a drug lab that's hidden underneath the desert floor.
Exactly.
And there they find the dead stripper girl, and turns out the first drug dealer is actually a cop or
undercover
detective.
Job.
And he gets killed by the second drug dealer, and the drug dealer gets killed by the slasher killer.
Yeah.
And well, you get the gist.
Yeah, everyone gets a turn, eh?
Anyway, soon enough the police arrive, and they start checking out the drug lab. And of course, we see the mayor with his eyes pried open and in a weird position, and he's watching political government guys saying, "I'm sorry for doing yada 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 sort of stuff." And we then watch as the slasher as he's exits the van and heads to our reporter's car, and he then clicks on a remote control, opening the van, where we see the remaining people walking out.
Which I think the ones who got left, who left the van were the producer, the pop star, the heiress, and the socialite. The other one's died. The teenage mum who nearly drowned. She got an accident head earlier on, and the other one got run over in the desert.
Yeah. So
there you go.
So yeah. So he and our reporter head off to an unknown area, whatever. And as the credits roll, they don't list the slasher killer. They just call him LA slasher killer by LA slasher killer. I think they wanted to keep it the mysterious.
Yeah, but no one knows.
Like
he played himself.
Like when they do it with Elvira, they always list her as herself, even though Elvira is not really her real name. We all know her name is Cassandra Peterson, don't we?
Yes, our darling.
So that's the movie. I'm sorry I've been rushing ahead, guys, but there was some things they were mostly long, not so busy scenes in this one. Most of it's all drama, or not really drama, just the usual stuff that doesn't seem to keep you interest most of the time. I mean, most of the time when I was watching this, I couldn't keep my eyes open, sadly. I mean, I tried to keep an open mind about this, and I knew it was a comedy and stuff like that.
Well, it's supposed to be a comedy. I didn't think it didn't hit the mark for the comedy side of it.
Nor the crime side.
The comedy part of it was when these people were just interacting with themselves, saying, "Oh, I'm a socialite. No, that's funny. Yeah. I'm a dickhead," and that's just it wasn't that funny.
Yeah.
It's pathetic.
I'm sorry, guys.
No, I'm not knocking them. Firstly, I'm not going to knock the actors. I'm not going to knock the director. I'm not even going to knock the story writing. But something didn't come together in the film, and I've got a funny feeling it was in the editing. It just didn't come together properly.
Yeah.
They could have been far better if they trimmed it a bit better, shortened it maybe, added a scene which they might have deleted. I don't know. Something went amiss with it. It's a good movie. It's filmed good. The acting's passable. The story's a good theme. I like the theme. It's really good.
I wouldn't mind. Wonder if what it would be like if this movie took a serious approach to the story.
It could have been a lot better.
It could have either gotten a little bit better, and maybe the part where the slasher killer lets some of the living people go. I think it would have been better if somehow these people's remains were never discovered, like they were, buried in the desert, where the policemen, no doubt, will find their bodies and then try to piece together whether or not who's dead and who's still alive. The usual stuff in those crime scenes, sort of thing. Also, guys, when I think this movie is also listed as a crime thing. What did you say?
Well, some things call the crime drama, some call the comedy crime. I don't see the comedy. I think it's more of a light-hearted crime thriller. How's that?
Yeah, I just can't see too much of a crime.
He didn't slash too many people.
No.
He abducted them, beat them up, he put them on video, humiliated them, and after tortured them, let them go. One of them he ran over. That's not a slasher. And the other one got an axe in the head. Well, close enough.
Yeah. I did think I know that in this one it was supposed to make fun of the whole slasher genre thing here and there.
Well, it could have been. It hasn't even meant to be mentioned as a parody. It doesn't say anything. So
that's the thing where it's lost me big time. Yeah. If it's saying that it's a parody and it's telling us,
you can excuse a few things. So if it's done as a sort of movie, you go, well, yeah. I think they missed something, and I reckon it happened in the post. Honestly, there's something. There's a lot of good bits about it, but it just didn't come together.
Yeah, I mean, if there was a connection, I get it that the killer was killing shallow, worthless people who think they're very popular, but they're not.
Well, the heiress was shallow. All she's worried about her money and her being popular. So the socialite was the same.
The stripper wasn't
too. The stripper was she had an attitude problem too. She was all about herself.
The actress, she wasn't thinking that she was the best of the best actors.
But
I think
he still was all wrapped up in himself and anybody else.
Yeah.
The film producer, who's only into porn and stuff and dipping his wick and stuff, he just was a shallow guy.
Yeah.
And the mayor was really bent and twisted and horrible and a sex deviant. And so he's just trying to get rid of the lowlife.
Yeah, so he was, exactly.
Yeah.
Or trying to teach them a lesson that they'll never forget.
Yeah.
And once they are released, they will probably never get back their, or maybe they
Well,
would.
no, because he put them all, he put them all online.
Yeah. Exposing them.
Exposing themselves for what they really were, and making fools of them and stuff.
Yeah.
Fools of them and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and
well, so,
whatever fame and popularity they did have, if they didn't...
And the mayor would have lost his job, probably. And,
they would have a difficult time to try bring back, get back their lives.
Their credibility was shot to pieces. I think that's what he really wanted.
Yeah.
Even though 2 people died. Yeah. Now, I did find a little bit on reception. I was going through some notes here. Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes just says 0 because I don't think too many people or nobody voted on it. However, Camilla Jackson of Fangoria.
I heard
You
them.
know Fangoria, don't you?
Everyone knows who
And gave it
Fangoria.
a positive review, 3 out of 4 stars, describing it as a colourful feast for the eyes. That's about the only positive.
That was probably
Clayton
the
Dillard from
that was
Slant
verbal.
Magazine, whoever they are, gave the film 1.5 stars out of 4 stars and wrote, the film, inflates the meta conceit, whatever, already borderline overblown, of a pop-obsessed, sex-negative serial killer to excessive but trite proportions. Whatever that means. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm really lost there. I wish these guys would stop swallowing a dictionary and a thesaurus and talk in plain English.
Beats me.
Martin Sy from the Los Angeles Times called the film vile and worthless. I won't read what else he said. It's not very nice. But I mean, the point is, the critics or these reviewers, if they don't like that type of movie, they're not going to give it a good rating. It doesn't matter. If you like horror, scary sorts of movies and they showed you Mary Poppins, you're going to say, I don't like Mary Poppins. I think it's crap. Yeah, that sort of stuff. So you can't please all the critics.
That's true.
So,
You will find a few rotten bananas in the badge.
They're self-serving twits. We try to be fair. We try to look at look, I think this is possibly a movie which could have been better. I will not give a top rating, but I'm not gonna be a troll and rip the tits off everybody in it for having a go.
Yeah,
okay?
I mean, I would like it if it was something that I could just get. Feel like most of the time in the movie, I couldn't focus really well on the characters, and I didn't.
And like I said, I
know the story.
I think it was a cutting room floor problem. Something. Remember when I was talking about you how we saw the biodrama of Alfred Hitchcock when he made Psycho. The first cut, he sat through it, and his words were, "It was stillborn," and I said, "Let's try to save it. Let's go back in the cutting room and re-edit it."
Right.
And then they re-edited it and took a few bits out there, took a frame out here, a minute there, a couple of seconds there, and they fixed it up and it became horror classic, a suspense classic. It's people still watch it today.
Well, considering the fact
one of his best movies.
Well, considering the fact, Mike, it's that one particular one is the first ever slashes that kind of made lay the foundation of all sort of other slasher-related movies.
In there to give you something to bounce off.
And some of them continue following sort of a similar format.
But the first cut was crap. Nobody, it put people to sleep. I thought, oh crap, it's boring. Now, if these people had all the old film footage still, your digital footage, they could have recut this, maybe made it into something a bit better. And that's probably what they should have done. And they could have got a better product.
So, guys, do you want us to rate this now, Mike?
Yeah.
So
I was going to give it. No, so you go first.
I was going to rate this, and I'm not sure what to make of it most of the time because all the time we flash back between different people in this movie, and I couldn't. I couldn't for the life of me.
It does bounce around a bit. Yeah.
For the life of me, it's difficult to follow sometimes because I don't know what the other person is doing half the time, and the rest of the time, oops, the slasher's on the prowl again, is finding another victim, and who's this name of this person? I don't know because we don't sit down long enough to know who this person is most of the time. It's a bit of a problem.
So what are you going to rate of that?
I'm going to rate this 7 out of 10, sadly.
Yeah, I was going to be around 6.5 to 7 as well. But I mean, like I said, it's got the hallmarks of being a far better movie. But I think really all the pieces were there. But I think the cut, continuity, that sort of stuff, there's something not quite right. And I just can't put my finger on it.
I agree.
But it's still a good watch, but it's not a great watch.
True.
Yeah. I would recommend it if you've got nothing better. No.
Don't go there.
That's a bit rude. No, it's not a bad watch. It's a good independent flick.
Yeah. As I've said in the past, guys, this may not be a movie that's in.
Won't suit everybody.
That won't suit everybody, but there might be a few people who might find it enjoyable. Yeah. So, anyway, I think, this was going to be one of our short ones again, guys.
Aren't you lucky you can go and do something now? But anyway, if you want to look at it, like I said, eBay has a couple for sale, not many. Amazon couldn't see it for rental. There's a couple there for sale.
And if you don't want to actually waste your money, you can you can go into Tubi and watch it there.
YouTube, but Tubi's better, got better quality.
Yeah. So I said this guy. Might be other streamers too. Yeah. So just going on Tubi if you want to save money and just watch it there.
Yeah.
So that's everything we need to know about this movie. So be sure to let us know in the comments what you guys think of it, and as always, be sure to send a like and comment and subscribe to our channel as per usual.
And like we said, this is being done because our friend Stu Kirk suggested we do it, and other people can suggest, hey, can you review this and see what you think of it?
Yeah, I get a lot of requests ever so often, but I just
I get requests too. It's easy to obscene. Yeah.
And most of the time, it's hard to fill in those when we already have a list of movies on our plate that we wish to. Yes. We have a lot of movies that we might like to review. If you have any recommendations for Halloween that we're highly... I mean, I might check out... I have some other movies in mind at the moment. I might look at looking at Cabin Fever if I have time. Maybe later on.
Cabin Fever's good,
Yeah, I think that would be kind of cool to see.
We haven't done that at night, have we?
What?
That's Dead Silence. Did we do that one?
Nope.
What did Dead Silence?
Okay, guys, so that's about it from us all tonight. So be sure to check it out and let us know in the comments like usual and all that stuff. So this is Sarah Stephenson.
And Michael.
Saying see you guys around on Boys and Ghouls Film Review. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.